The Wire, Season 1, Episode 9, titled Game Day. It's my announcer's voice. Um, so this episode mostly revolves around a basketball game. My lip is really pink, really pink. It's the vitiligo. Just ate something, so my lip would get pink. Jesus Christ, that's pink. But anyway, kind of self-conscious about it. Should I be? Nah, it's all right. So, yeah. So I guess the basketball game is probably the biggest part of this entire episode. I thought I heard some up there, but anyway, I think the biggest part of this episode has to be the fact that they're getting a chance to look at this the head of the organization. Basically, they after doing great police work, the police side have have had their victories have come to fruition because in the last 2 or 3 episodes they've been building up to turning people or getting people inside the organization or close to the organization to talk, and they've succeeded in it somewhat. They're making a lot of ground in it. So there's a young lady who's in a relationship with D, the character that we're introduced to first from the criminal organization or the hustlers. Have you ever realized by now I've decided to give names to all the sides involved, which are the police. I've just call them police, and then the guys who are part of the organization to try to take down. I call them the hustlers. Okay, so it's the hustlers and the police. Those are the two main groups of people and actors inside there. That makes sense, right? Okay, so where was I at before I got sidetracked? Before I sidetracked myself. If you can hear that in the background, I'm cooking my lunch for tomorrow. So nothing special, but it's a little turkey, plain Jane, baby. Anyway, yeah. So they're chasing down these leads, and they get a chance to see this individual. And the only reason they're able to see the individual, his name is Avon, I guess. The only reason they get a chance to see him is because he's at a basketball game that's being held, pitting neighborhoods against one another, and it's like $100,000 bet on the line here, and that actually is uneventful. I mean, they're spending a lot of money in order to win the game, which is really strange, I guess. No, I just can't see it. Maybe it's because I don't have that emotional connection to a sport. If I had that, I probably would be able to. I probably would understand why they would put so much effort and heart into winning this basketball game. But hey, that just wasn't my thing growing up, or it still isn't. Um, but yeah, that's the only reason they're able to see him. But he evades them very well. I mean, he basically does a little cat and mouse game with them after the game, the actual basketball game anyway, and they're not able to get a good tell on him and find him, and he winds up just driving by like, nah, you're not gonna get me like that. Which I thought was pretty funny. But I think I was talking about the the young lady. They were able to uh, get on their side or start to take that walk down that particular road. Um, they get her by showing her not pictures, but her actual dead best friend who was involved in some party the guys had. I don't know, but she wind up overdosing. After they had did what they did to her. I guess that's what made this show so groundbreaking. It was pretty. I mean, they didn't hold back any punches in this. I mean, it was pretty graphic in order to sway her over to their side of things. Also, they did get a look at the Avon guy, so that's one thing. They got the girl to come over. It's another thing, or she's strongly considering it. There's also the saga of Creed, little Creed. That character. So it's confirmed that he is by. It's confirmed by uh, his former associates that he has and is getting high because of the effects of the game, basically. So that's been confirmed by them, which is interesting. I want to see how that plays out. Um, see what else happens. There's still some like hints of just, I don't know the actual term for it, but I'm going to categorize it as just like normal human behavior. So the police come upon an opportunity to take like $22,000 from these guys, and but it turns out that it's only 15. 15 only gets turned in. Of course, the head of the operation double checks the scanners, and he's like, "No, it's supposed to be 22." He brings him to the office and say, "Wait, look, just bring it back," basically. But he's upset about it. Just bring it back. But they made a big point, or they made a scene out of them taking the money out of the back of the car. And as they're doing it, the bag ripped, things fell, a couple of the bundles fell. I mean, over and over again. It's like, why are they spending so much time on that? Comes into play later on, of course. Excuse me. In the process of them trying to get that money out the back of that car, some of it fell out into the car. They thought about taking some, but they didn't take any. But then they still get accused of taking some because someone was missing. But they wound up finding it. Okay, you got that. What else are we looking at here? What else happened in this episode? Oh, almost forgot. So Omar's his character Omar's popped this little pretty head back out, and then of course before I forget, the guy who's basically gotten the police all the necessary pictures, identifying pictures of the individuals they're looking at, he's decided to finally go clean because he was a drug addict pretty much throughout the whole entire series up until this point. I mean, he hasn't necessarily changed yet, but he's considering changing. But I thought that was interesting too. His little sub story is interesting to follow because you want him to succeed. At least I want that person. I want that character to succeed. I want him to uh, uh, stop being held hostage or swayed by his addiction or this vice. I want to see him. So I want to see him survive and make it. I think that would be good. But what was I at? Yeah, I guess you talk about Avon now. That guy, he almost gets killed at the end of this episode by the Omar character because Omar comes back into the. Well, he's always been. He never really left. He's lurking around. He's making moves. He's a man on a mission, which is a great thing. He is making moves and making moves and doing certain things in order to get him closer to his goal, which is to kill Avon. Now, Avon not necessarily knowing him, or well, he knows him, but saying anything directly towards him is the actions that he okayed or that he authorized to take out the dude's lover. So now he's coming back to get him. It's like, what is that? There's no worse thing than a man on a mission, right? So you got that, but I mean, you can tell this was a TV show. It's not done in a movie type quality, at least of today's standards. It could have been in movie quality of the standards at the time when the show aired. Don't get me wrong, it's a possibility, strong possibility. Um, Overall, of course, I mean, overall, I don't think this episode was that eventful. I mean, besides the potential killing of one of the main characters, uh, I'm curious to see what's going to happen in the following episodes. Now that the world has been shook up in such a manner, but till then.